In one of the biggest foreign investments ever proposed in India's metal sector, Abu Dhabi's international holding company and the Adani Group plan to jointly invest $11.5 billion in a massive integrated aluminium complex in Orissa. $11.5 billion and a partnership between India and the UAE that is no longer about oil and expats. It is about aluminium, infrastructure, semiconductors, supercomputing and a shared vision of what the next 20 years of the global economy looks like. The project could increase India's aluminium production capacity by nearly 50%, create more than 53,000 jobs and give India its largest foreign investment in the mining and metal sector. For decades, the Gulf exported oil to India. India bought energy, but that equation is changing. Today, the Gulf is no longer just fueling India's growth, it wants to build India's future industries. The deal is about supply chains, the deal is about critical minerals, and it is about how India and the UAE are quietly rewriting the rules of their economic partnership. Karan Adani, the managing director of Adani Ports and Special Economic Zone, signed the MOU with the International Holding Company of Abu Dhabi. Under the memorandum, IHC and Adani will each hold a 50% stake in the venture, which will comprise a refinery, smelter, captive power plant and downstream aluminium manufacturing park. The scale of the project is staggering. It is expected to generate around 35,000 jobs during construction and 18,500 jobs during operations. Logistics for the project are expected to be routed through Dhamra Port on the Bay of Bengal, which is owned by Adani Ports, tightening the entire supply chain within the group's own infrastructure web. The choice of Orissa is not arbitrary. The state is home to some of India's largest bauxite reserves and accounts for 54% of the country's aluminium output. Bauxite is the raw material from which alumina is refined and aluminium is smelted. Having the mine, the refinery, the smelter, the power plant and the port all within the same state reduces cost, shortens supply chains and maximizes efficiency. India is the world's second largest aluminium producer after China, producing 4.2 million tons in financial year 25. Domestic consumption was 5.5 million tons with per capita consumption at 3.4 to 3.9 kilograms, well below the global average of 8 to 12 kilograms. India is consuming more aluminium than it produces. That gap is being filled by imports, and as India builds more airports, metro lines, electric vehicles, transmission towers and solar panels, that gap will only widen. This project is being built precisely for that demand, and it will increase India's total aluminium capacity by nearly 50%. Understanding who IHC is tells you everything about why this deal matters beyond the numbers. Sheikh Tehnoon bin Zayed Al Nahyan chairs IHC, one of the largest investment firms in the world, which has the support of Abu Dhabi's royal family. Real estate, healthcare and technology are all areas where IHC is participating as part of the Emirates Sovereign Wealth Fund activities. IHC is not a passive financial investor. It is the UAE's instrument of strategic economic engagement. When IHC puts money into something, it reflects a deliberate choice by Abu Dhabi's leadership about where it wants to be positioned in the global economy. In 2022, the Adani family and IHC invested $2 billion in 3 listed companies: Adani Enterprises, Adani Green Energy and Adani Energy Solutions. The Orissa Aluminium venture is the deepest and most consequential expression yet of that relationship. And IHC is not done with India. During Prime Minister Modi's visit to the UAE in May this year, IHC announced a $1 billion investment to acquire an equity stake in Sammaan Capital. So 2 separate billion-dollar put deals in the same year from the same Abu Dhabi institution into India. This aluminium deal sits within a much larger and rapidly accelerating story of India-UAE relations. The UAE-India Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement signed in February 2022 has driven bilateral trade to $101.25 billion in financial year 2025 to 26, crossing the $100 billion mark for the second consecutive year, with non-oil trade and now accounting for nearly two-thirds of the total. The leaders of both nations have recently set a new target of $200 billion in bilateral trade by 2032. That is a doubling of trade in 6 years, and it is being built deal by deal, sector by sector. During PM Modi's visit to Abu Dhabi, the two countries signed a sweeping set of agreements. These included a strategic collaboration agreement between Indian Strategic Petroleum Reserve Limited and ADNOC covering potential ADNOC crude storage in India's strategic petroleum reserves of up to 30 million barrels. A term sheet was signed between G42, Mohammed bin Zayed University of Artificial Intelligence and India Centre for Development of Advanced Computing for the establishment of an 8 exaflop supercomputing cluster in India. A memorandum of understanding was signed between Cochin Shipyard Limited and a Dry Docks World to establish a ship repair cluster at Vadinar in Gujarat. Oil, supercomputing, shipbuilding, aluminium. This relationship has moved far beyond the labor remittance corridor it once was. Put it all together and the picture is clear. India needs capital to build its industrial base. It needs partners who will invest in manufacturing, not just in financial assets. It needs allies who will bring technology, not just money. And it needs relationships that can survive the turbulence of global geopolitics without becoming liabilities. The UAE fits all four criteria. It has capital, it has technology partners like G42, it has geopolitical stability relative to the broader Middle East, and critically, it has no territorial disputes with India, no history of arming India's adversaries, and a shared interest in keeping the Indian Ocean region stable. India's 2047 vision of becoming a developed nation requires exactly this kind of deep, long-term sectoral investment, 50-50 joint ventures building refineries, smelters and power plants that will take years to build and decades to dissipate. 50-50 joint ventures building refineries, smelters and power plants that will take years to build and decades to depreciate. The India-UAE relationship has moved well beyond buyer and seller. It has become investor and builder. And if projects like this continue, the next chapter of India-UAE ties will not be written in the barrels of oil.